Hey everybody, getting ready to do my Facebook Live today. And today it's all about simplifying your business. So I'm just going to wait a couple of minutes here, give people a chance to hop in if they're coming in live to join us. All right. What day is this? Thursday. Happy Thursday, everybody. Woo-hoo. We're almost through the week. So today is all about simplifying your business. If you're an entrepreneur, you're wearing lots of hats, you're probably working nonstop. So my goal today is to help you simplify your business. If I look over this way, I'm just looking at my notes here. So there's 3 productivity hacks that I'm going to share with you today. And basically, all of these will help you to simplify your business if you implement them. So the secret, I always tell people, the secret in growing your business is to look for systems. And today, when I cover these 3 productivity hacks, I think you're going to see what I mean when I talk about these systems, because systems will be your best friend. They are a time saver for you. So there's 3 areas that I'm going to dig into today, and those are using templates, and I've got examples of all of these things that I'll show you in a couple of minutes, and using favorites. There's different ways you can use favorites, similar to templates, but it takes you right to where you want to go, so you can get to work, and then having the right tools and having things set up the right way. Okay, so that's what we're going to dig into today. So templates, basically, what is a template? A template is kind of like that cookie cutter, right? So you just use it, you can reuse it, you can tweak it a little bit, and then you just keep using it. And the advantage is you don't have to keep reinventing the wheel. And there's a lot of places that I use templates, and Canva is one of my favorite places to use templates. So I am going to, let me just open this up here. I am going to share my screen, and I'm going to hop into Canva and just show you a few places that I like to create templates and just use them over and over again. Now, first off, if you do not have the professional version, I think it's $12.99 or something, Canva allows you to create maybe just 2 or 3 folders. If you have the professional version, you can have, I think, unlimited folders. So I have a folder. I've named it -a list of templates. How creative is that, right? I'm just going to move this out of the way here just to make sure that we're good to go. A little quick little hack, when you put a little dash in front of it, it puts it at the top of my folders, so it's very easy to get into it. And the letter A, just to make sure it's in front of everything else. So I have different templates in here that I use over and over again, and some of these I've talked about before. So this first one here, every time I go to do a Facebook Live, I just open up this. Basically, this is a little template. If this is something that I want to save so that I know from week to week what I've done, I'll just come up here to the little duplicate. And now I've got 2 pages, and then I can come here and I just click on it and I can just change anything I want. So if I want to change some of the animation, if I want to change the date, maybe next time I'm going to do it on Friday, and so forth. Super easy. I mean, literally in less than 1 minute, I can have the latest one created. Just click, do a quick download, and I'm good to go. Okay, excuse me. So that's one thing, and I just lost my little folders here. Another thing that I use a lot is the Tech Tuesday, again, I have different templates in place here, and I just keep using them over and over again. So again, super easy. You just open it up, and if this is my basic template, and then I just change it. If I can just keep working off of this one, or again, if I want to save a copy of this so I remember what I did, I'll just duplicate it and then go and start working on that. All right. So, and I forgot to mention again, because I'm using StreamYard, if you're watching live and you want to post comments so that I can see it, you have to give StreamYard permission. So just put your comments and I'll try to grab them here. All right. So in Canva, it's super easy to use these templates and then just use them over and over again. Here's another example of a quick little template. Right now I'm working on an online course. Super excited about this course. It's all about building your back-end marketing machine with KARTRA. And I'm creating some videos, and in front of each of these videos, I just want a quick little thumbnail. So here is this thumbnail, and all I need to do is just duplicate it. And so I had just got done creating a video about the email gateway. And now if I'm going to create a video about the sales page, for instance, and then I just change the text here and boom, I'm done. So do you see how easy it is when you design something? Think about, can I use this over and over again? And literally, when I'm in the middle of filming my different videos and I need a quick little thumbnail, I just have Canva open, and then I use Loom, not Zoom, but Loom for my video capture. I just have those two pages open. I get ready to create a new video, hop over to Canva, create this, create my video, upload this, and I'm good to go. All right. So hopefully I'm kind of giving you some ideas here on, Canva. Anything you do once, think about in the back of your mind, am I going to be creating something like this in the future? You probably will. So just save it in a folder that you can find it, and then just quickly duplicate it next time. So you've got that little template going. Hey, Marianne, glad you're joining me live. Happy to have you here with me. So that's one thing that we can do as far as templates, okay? And another way that you can use templates is within your email system. Now, I use Outlook, so let me open up Outlook. And let me drag it over here so that you can see it. Okay, so here's my Outlook. And sometimes you will have emails that you need to send. They're different, but they're the same. So whenever I meet with potential clients, for instance, not that I send them just a template afterwards, but I have saved a template. So if I just, within Outlook anyway, if I just click new email, I get a blank email. And I've said this before, just a quick little side note, don't waste real estate. So on the footer of your emails, make sure that you have something about your business, some little advertisement. So if you want people to sign up for a free assessment call, that's my 15, 20-minute call. Or if I'm, wanting to let people know what I do, whatever. But that's a side note. So that's one thing you can do. But if I just click new email, basically I get a blank email. So if I come up, and again, this is Outlook. Each emailing program has something similar, but I don't know where you find it because I use Outlook. But if I come up to File and say New, now get this, I'm going to say a new email from a template. And so it will ask me, well, which templates? And you can create unlimited templates. So I'm just going to open up this one. And oops, I should have deleted his name. Sorry, Keb. So here's a session that I did with a potential client. And there were certain things, some things Of course, I change every time, so I would just delete that. But then there's certain things that I want to make sure that I attach every time. So I'm not going to attach that mind map, but if you've ever done any work with me, you know that I always create mind maps. So I'm attaching the mind map, talk a little bit about the KARTRA, and then going forward, this isn't always my recommendations for potential clients. I have several options, but for Kevin's instance here, this would work. If it was somebody else, maybe I'm thinking that the best thing that they need is my half-day intensive VIP program. So I just might put that, and maybe that's the only thing that I would recommend for them. With Kevin, there were some other collaborations that we had talked about. But again, do you see how easy it is? Because I'm sure in your business, there's certain things that you're telling your people or your clients or potential customers, you're telling this over and over again. So you just open up this little template and you're good to go. Okay, so give me a thumbs up if you're watching live, or if that makes sense. I shouldn't say thumbs up, but if that makes sense to you of how you can do it. So again, right now we're talking about a template. Template is kind of a plug and play with some modifications that we did within the email. Another template that I use, and I have to find it here, this is a Word document. And I won't go into it today. There's a whole science behind how you should create documents. So if you're at the point of your business that you're trying to grow that business, you need to start thinking about documenting the steps, the processes, the procedures for that. So what I've done is I've created, it's called information mapping, this format. So I've created a little information mapped template document, and it just prompts me through. So, and again, I'm not going into how to write in this particular way, but what's nice about using this template is, so let's say, I'm going to create a process on creating thumbnails for YouTube, for instance. So maybe I'm getting ready to train a VA to do this for me, and I just need to capture those. So I just go through this first thing, or the background. Every time I upload a YouTube video, I need a new thumbnail created. That would be the background. The purpose of this document's created so my team and VAs can do this. And then different details, different step action, and all that kind of stuff. Another thing that this template does that I created is it will automatically stamp that document with the file name. So if I come up here and I do a file save as, I'll just leave this as the title, and let me just throw it on my desktop so that I can find it. And then so up here, we can see that I've renamed this document. If I get into the footer, and I just do an F9, it updates that. Now, if all of this is going over your head, if I'm going too fast, I apologize for that. But I'm just trying to help you see there's so many ways you can create templates that will speed up your work, and it will also keep you consistent. What I like to do is, even though things are electronic, I also have printed copies, or if I'm sharing copies with other people, I can't remember. I do have a system on how I name documents, but I might not remember the exact name. So this was a little hack, a little Microsoft Office hack to automatically put that file name in the footer. But anyway, again, this was a template, and and you see it was like halfway created. All I have to do is fill in the blank. And I won't save this. And again, it was just a template that I keep on my desktop right here so that I can use it all the time. So I've given you three ideas on how you could use templates. You could use them within Canva. You could use them through your email. So have a template for kind of that standard language of your emails. You could use it on your document creation, whether it's Microsoft or Google or anything like that. Okay. So keep your eyes open for opportunities to create those templates. Great. All right. So I'm glad Marianne said awesome stuff. Thank you very much. Yes, and I hope that you're going to be able to start implementing some of these hacks. So that was templates. Now, let me talk about favorites. Now, favorites work similar to templates, but a favorite, think about a favorite that it will just take you back to that starting point, someplace that you want to go all the time. So I'm just going to open up a new tab here. And excuse me, we're all familiar with, you can save a bookmark or, save it. You're navigating the web and you see a site that, oh yeah, I'm going to use this all the time. You could just bookmark it. Well, my favorite little hack here is, do you notice up here at the top, I have little folders and I have a little dash in front of those folders because I want those to show up right at the beginning. And then I have a lot of things on this bookmark bar. Within Chrome, you can create folders that, nest within one another, but having these things right here, right on my fingertips of things that I use all the time. Now I'm going to give you a little sneak peek kind of behind the scenes here. Notice I have a folder called OneDrive. Now I'm a Microsoft girl, so I love Excel and Word and all of those kinds of things. I use Google also, but my documents I save as Microsoft documents. And so Microsoft uses OneDrive, just like Google, but it's called OneDrive. Well, there's certain Excel spreadsheets or documents that I use all the time. I'm not going to open them, but I'm just going to show you the ones that I use all the time. This one here, links for campaigns. I have created like a master document that all of those commonly used links. Somebody needs a link to my shopping cart to sign up for a special that I'm having. Right now I'm running a special $50 and I will do an online biz breakthrough where we basically create your business plan. So if I need to grab that link real quick, I can go to this spreadsheet and at the top of the spreadsheet's that link, boom, I've got it. Here's my personal household budget. Don't we love our budgets? But I'm all the time in that. I have another spreadsheet, one of my other Facebook Lives that I did. This is my business record keeping spreadsheet. So every time I have my little receipt, I just click here and I'm good to go. So what I'm trying to demonstrate here, though, is instead of like typing OneDrive and then clicking on this, clicking on that, or searching through my hundreds, hate to say it, bookmarks, the things that I use all the time, I've created a little folder and I just put it in here. For those of you that know me, you know that I teach part-time at a local university. It's called Vincennes University. So school's back in session. So there's a few links or sites that I have to access all the time. And I just put them in this little folder. And then for some of my clients, Liz, I hope you don't mind that I show this. When I work with my clients, there's usually 3 or 4 main documents that we're using all the time. In my business, I use a Trello board for each one of my clients. We have a spreadsheet, Google Drive, and then we might have 2 or 3 other places. Maybe I'm helping them build their funnel or their, back-end automation systems. So basically, I'm, getting my toolbox and putting everything in that toolbox for that particular client. So then again, super easy. When I go to meet with Liz, just open up that folder, click, 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 and I'm good to go. All right. So hopefully that makes sense. If you're still with me, let me know. Yes. So Marianne said, yep, that's a good idea. Thank you very much for that. So again, super easy to do. And it just keeps everything in place. Another, I'll show you here under KARTRA. Again, if you don't have a marketing machine in place, KARTRA's the way to go. But on KARTRA, I've just bookmarked. If I want to create a page, I just go here, click KARTRA pages, and I'm in the page design. So I just love these little folders, and I think it's super easy. So again, we're talking about favorites at this point. So a favorite is like it takes you to that starting point and then you can just take off. Another favorite that I like to use is within KARTRA. So I'm going to open up KARTRA here. And again, this isn't to teach you about KARTRA, but I'm just going to quickly, you don't even have to pay attention to what I'm doing here. I just want to get to a screen here so you can see what I'm doing. So let's say that I'm getting ready to send out an email to everybody in my database or an email to certain people that have signed up for one of my courses, for instance. This is the main screen that you use within KARTRA to build your emails. Well, KARTRA has something, and I'm sure other systems have something very similar. Here's just the blank screen, and you can just start typing. But if I go to advanced, and then I go to design templates, I love KARTRA because they just make it so easy. There's so many ways you can create your emails. But notice here it says templates. And I'm just going to drag this over so you can see what this is. In all of my emails, hey, so-and-so, blah, 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 here's what my email is about. But I always end my emails with my name. And then usually I do some kind of a PS short version. Hey, by the way, here's the short version of what this email is. I like to include my logo, and I have a little link to Facebook and LinkedIn. Super simple, right? But every time I would go to create an email, if you're stopping and you have to grab your logo, bring it in, you have to add that link to Facebook, do this, do that. KARTRA makes it super easy because you can save it as a, template or as a favorite. All right. So again, that's what I'm demonstrating. We've talked about using templates. And we've talked about favorites. So again, my bookmark bar, I have all my favorites that I go to within KARTRA. And within KARTRA, you can create favorites for anything. So if you always use a certain, header block, you can save that as a favorite and so forth. All right. Okay. So now the third hack that I want to mention is, well, let me back up a minute. In your business, the goal is you want to look for ways that you can do what we call rinse and repeat. If you're going to do something more than once, look for a way to create a system, look for a way to create a template, a favorite, something, so it just makes it super easy when you go to do it. And again, I've already sang the praises about Canva. If you don't have the professional version, there's a lot of extra stuff that you get. I think when I first was building my business, that was probably the first thing that I invested in. I think it's $12.99 a month. Well worth it. I would recommend that. And of course, the second thing, I'm a KARTRA girl, and there's a lot of reasons why I am. But again, if you're doing anything as far as coaching, consulting, building a course, you need something. If you're trying to build a list, you need something to manage your, what we call the CRM, to manage your leads. You need something to build an email system. You need something to build your landing pages, all of that stuff. So KARTRA for me, hands down, it's $99 a month. And at first, if you're building your business, you're thinking that's kind of, a hard pill to swallow, but most of you, I'm sure, if you sell one of your products or have one of your clients, you're easily going to make that money back. So in the big picture, you need to have the right tools for your business. Now, another tool, so this is the third hack, make sure that you have the right tool. So we've got our favorites, we have our templates, and then make sure you have the right tools. Canva and KARTRA are the two tools that I can't live without. Another tool that I use, if you want to call it a tool, is I have my branding colors and text and all of that kind of stuff. This is just one page out of my little branding document. And I have a template that I share with my Facebook community members. If anybody doesn't have it, let me know. You would be amazed how many times you need to, you're creating something and you want to stay consistent. You want to be on brand. I cannot tell you how many times I refer to this document. I should just memorize it. You would think I would have my RGB code memorized. RGB, little side note, red, green, blue. That's where those numbers come from. But anyway, so here's my brand colors, and the khaki and this blue color here. I use those codes all the time, and especially if I'm building content, it's just nice to have it. If you do any kind of agency or client work, you definitely want some kind of a little template that when you get a new client, this could all be blank except space holders. Again, super easy to create in Canva. And you just fill it out. So, excuse me, Betty Jo's branding colors, Susie's colors, and so forth. All right. So that's another tool, I guess, that I use all the time. So hopefully that makes sense to you also. All right. So there's lots of ways that we can have the right tools, and some things, it's not going to cost you anything. It's just a matter of identifying what are you doing more than once. And I'll tell you, I don't know if I'm lazy or if I just like to be super efficient. If I do something like the second or the third time and I have to stop and go through the papers or a folder or something, or go online and try to find something, it drives me crazy. Give me a heart or something if it drives you crazy. And maybe I've just trained my brain that way, but I am always looking for, if I'm going to do this more than once, I want a little system. And then another tool or toolbox or a hack that I'm going to show you is on my Google Drive. How do I have things set up? Again, if you plan in advance, and I would love to look inside. I mean, my hard drive is kind of a mess also, kind of a work in progress, just like our closets. But the idea is, think about your business as buckets or departments. And in some of my other training, I talk about that as the CEO of your business. If you walked into a literal business, they have different departments, right? They have the HR department. They have the marketing department. They have the house cleaning department. The list goes on and on. So think about the different departments of your business. And you might be saying, oh, I'm just a consultant. I just work with people one-on-one. You still have a business. I want you to think about your business as you are the CEO. So within your business, you're going to have things like administration, and that might be financial documents, might be legal documents. It just, who knows, anything that kind of falls into the administrative. If you're creating your policies and procedures, your how-to documents, so that when you bring on a team, any of that might fall under administration. If you work with clients, you'll have a place that you keep all your client stuff together. If you build content, if you are creating courses, or you have content that you sell or you share with people, you probably have, content. Same thing with products. Now, products could be digital products. They could also be physical products. Sales and marketing. So again, any of your marketing materials, things like that. I also do some face-to-face seminars. Used to do it more before the COVID, but any seminar face-to-face, I'm starting to do live seminars online now. Any of that material goes there. I find that when I work with clients, there are certain templates that I share with them. I could move this folder into the client folder, but sometimes I share it with other people. And then my folder for my VAs. So what I'm demonstrating to you is, again, a system. So it's not hodgepodge. So anytime you create a document, I guess my challenge is anytime you create anything, you create a new client. You know, you've created them in the sense that you've been marketing and you have a new client. Think about the system and then think about where are you going to keep the stuff, whatever the stuff is connected with that client or the stuff connected with the course you're creating and so forth. And on my local hard drive, I do have something similar to this, but again, I know exactly where to file things. I even have systems on how I name my documents, things like that. And that's a whole course that I have, productivity pack for entrepreneurs. That's another Facebook Live sometime. But anyway, so my local hard drive looks very similar to this. Now, let me mention this. You may wonder, because I said I'm a Microsoft gal, I use OneDrive. That's kind of more my, not personal, but stuff that I know I'll never be sharing with other people. The stuff that I upload here into my Google Drive are things that I'm either sharing with my clients or sharing with my VAs, or I'll be sharing with future students that enroll in some of my courses. So OneDrive to me is my sharing container, things that I know that other people will need access to. All right. So does that make sense to you? All right, so let me stop sharing and I will bring this screen back here. Good. So kind of in a nutshell, I've gone over quite a few things here. And again, the idea is to challenge you to look at how you're doing your business. And if you implement these 3 hacks, so basically start coming up with some templates, something that you can use over and over, rinse and repeat. And then also look at where are you going, whether it's on your computer or out on the internet. If you go there all the time, then either create a favorite or a shortcut, something that you can quickly get there all the time. And then the 3rd hack is make sure, I wish I had a toolbox. I keep looking. You'll have several toolboxes, but as you're building your business toolbox, make sure that you have the right tools. You know, and a lot of times we have a whole bunch of tools in there and then we're digging around because we can't find that one size, I don't know, Phillips screwdriver or whatever it is. So what I recommend is you might have multiple toolboxes, but in your toolbox, have those tools that work for you, that are beneficial to you and your business so that you can work smarter. That's what it's all about, because you don't want to be working 24/7, right? You want to create a streamlined business to grow based on what your goals are without being a slave to your business, because you're the CEO, right? And you're going to think smarter. So that's it for today. I would love, you can put it in the comments. If you're watching on the replay, make sure that you let me know you watch on the replay. Let me know in the comments what kind of systems or tools or favorites are you using in your business. Let's share those ideas. And I always post this on YouTube also. So if you're watching on YouTube, I'd love for you to subscribe, so you can hit the subscribe button. And if you're not part of my awesome Facebook community, Systems to Scale Your Business, would love to have you over there also. So thank you so much for joining me, if you're joining me live or watching on the replay, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.